Hey everybody, I'm here with John and Dennis from Long Island Needs a Drag Strip for an update on what's going on with the drag strip.
Okay, so, just quickly, the history of Long Island Motorsports goes all the way back to the turn of the 19th century, for that matter. So we've always had some drag strips, which meant that we had a good place for young people to get involved in motorsports for lots of purposes, not just for racing purposes, but for learning mechanical skills, learning how to deal with other people, the camaraderie that comes with it. I don't have to tell you, everybody here on Long Island knows that we've lost all of that. We don't have any drag strips. So John, along with a bunch of other guys, have created what's called the Long Island Needs a Drag Strip group. And the intent there is to see the feasibility of getting a drag strip built here. And that includes, obviously, finances and also a place to do it. So in relationship to that, we procured a company called United States Motorsports Association. And that's an advocacy group for the auto industry. And we had them do a 6-month study, which we paid for, to find out the feasibility of having a drag strip built here, socially and economically. And that report has been done. Now that that's done, we decided it's time for us to get out and let the public know what's going on. So I'm going to kind of let John take over at that point, because John kind of runs that part of it where we go to car shows like we see here, and we just try to tell people what's going on, why we're trying to do what we're trying to do, and to see whatever help we can get, whether it be financially or just politically. So John can take it from there.
Yeah, at this point, we basically come to these car shows to try to make awareness more than anything else. This way we could tell people exactly what we're doing. A lot of people who follow us, and even the ones who don't, always want to know what's going on as far as what we're doing. So at this point, we have a lot of things that are going on, especially with this USMA report that has just come out. And we try to come to the shows to explain to people exactly what is going on. All right, we're looking at several different properties at this point, dealing with investors. A lot is going on. It's a very time-consuming process, painstaking labor and everything, but we're getting there, and everything is working out for the better. Might take a little while, but we're trying to keep up hope, and we're trying to do what we can. And we have a lot of backing behind us, a lot of the politicians. We have a lot of people backing us, and hopefully this thing does work out. And we're giving it our best shot. We're doing everything, and we appreciate everybody's support. Coming out to the car show here and a lot of the car shows that we go to in Long Island. We have our show on Tuesday nights. If anybody would like to come out in Patchogue, we do that every Tuesday night between 4 and 9. You can get any information at any given time, whether it be on our Facebook page, on our website, or even just come up to one of us at any of our booths, when we're at a car show. We'll be more than happy to explain to people what's going on and any questions that we could answer. And, that's what we're here for.
Right. What are some of the bigger concerns that people are concerned about that you're talking to them about?
There's two really big concerns. The first biggest concern is information to people. Okay, obviously drag racers know about drag racing, and drag racers want to have a drag strip, but the majority of people are not drag racers. So our biggest quest right now is to educate the public. That's one reason why we had this report done for us, which, by the way, is on our website. It's free, and we welcome anybody to see it. It gives a detailed accounting of what it takes to do and what it takes as far as income to the county or to the towns. It also gives a good example of why we want to have it for the young people. Okay, so the second thing, of course, the most important thing as far as having a drag strip is the land itself. I don't have to tell you, the land on Long Island is kind of precious, so it's difficult for us to find a location. However, in the last year and a half, we've been able to find a couple of places, actually 3 places, that we feel we'd like to be able to have. We've been talking with those landowners. We've been talking with Brookhaven Township and Riverhead Township and places like that. I can't tell you that we have a spot right now, but we're a lot further down the road today than we were 2 years ago when we started this whole thing. But more important than that right now is that we need to get the word out. And that's why John does these car shows. We need to let people know what's going on, why it's beneficial to them. We understand nobody wants it in their backyard. We're not looking to do that. But we are looking to let people know that even if it's not in your backyard, it's going to be someplace, and it's going to be a benefit to the average person. So that's our 2 goals.
And what is one of the biggest benefits for having a drag strip on Long Island?
Well, I can't give you one benefit because it's more detailed than that, but there's a few benefits. The first benefit is, being an older guy and been around long enough to see it, we've lost a lot of mechanical skills to the next generation. These kids today, and I don't mean to be critical of them, but they don't get their hands as dirty as we did when I was growing up or when John was growing up. So the first thing that we like to be able to do is to have programs which exist in other places, okay, where kids can do mechanical stuff, where they can learn how to do mechanical stuff, where they can learn the science behind things, okay. The second thing, of course, is to hopefully get as many kids off the street late at night that are street racing and causing problems as possible, So those are the two probably most important things that we like to do. Thirdly, of course, we just like to have a place to race. I mean, John races, I race, I travel. I don't need to race on Long Island, but there's hundreds of guys, if not thousands, that want to race on Long Island and can't. There's a lot of cars sitting around. There's an industry out here that's dying because high-performance cars aren't being built and or raced out here. So those are the three major things of why we're trying to do what we do.
So is that one of the things that you guys are saying, is that like this might lower the amount of kids that are out there drag racing on the Sagda Coast or on
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
it'll never stop it, but we're hoping to lower that ratio to make it. They'll have an outlet to go where it's more safe. There'll be instruction. There'll be it's just a way of them being safer and not doing it on the street, and having other people involved in it to where that shouldn't be there, and that creates an issue. Right. So that's one of the main goals, to be honest with you.
Appreciate it. Anything we missed that you guys want to?
Well, in relation to what John is saying, there is two nationwide programs that we'd like to be involved in. One is called the Brakes program, is Be Responsible, Keep Everyone Safe. That's a program developed by a professional drag racer some years back, where he goes around to schools and educating kids on the proper way. One of the problems that we have is kids go to education in high school on how to drive, but they don't know how to drive in the rain or in the snow, or they don't know how to stop short when somebody stops in front of them. They don't know car care. They don't know a lot of things that become important once they get the license. The Brakes program does that, okay? The other one is a program called Beat the Heat. The Beat the Heat program is also nationwide, and there are police departments throughout the country that get into a program where they will go to the racetrack with a police car, and the average kid can get in his car and they can race down the track, and it's a camaraderie type of thing to build goodwill between the police department and the kids. Those type of programs are what prevent street racing. Kids with cars are going to race. I did it when I was young, and everybody who's done it that has any kind of interest in cars. But if you don't give them a place to do it, they're going to find a place to do it. And again, that's our goal.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And the website that people can go to, how can people get involved? How can people find out more information?
Yes, I'll get you. Let me just get you a card. It should be right on here. We can take a picture of that. That would probably be the great.
Sure.
Long Island needs a dragstrip.org.
All right. Long Island needs a dragstrip.org. All right. Thanks, guys.